Well, we might as well start with DJ. What's the situation?
Violation of team rules. He'll start on Monday at LSU.
Todd said you only told him like 10 minutes before the game. He said that's probably good. I would have gotten real nervous. Was that by design or is that just how
I think it's good for him. Not sure he could have responded any better than he did. I thought our guys were a lot better today after a week off, playing without our leading scorer and a guy that probably can create a shot as well as anybody in the country. I thought our execution and discipline on both ends was really good in the first 16 minutes of each half. I thought we were better in the first half than we were the second, but I thought considering all that we have been through, some of which we wanted to happen, some of which we didn't want to happen, some of which we couldn't have controlled. 2 weeks ago, we're playing at Wisconsin. And you think about the turmoil that we have been through, which every team goes through. I thought our guys really responded well and played, won by a larger margin today than we did last Saturday playing without our leading scorer. I thought in a lot of ways we did really good.
Juan Anderson back a couple weeks earlier than expected. What happened? He just responded well to the treatment.
He overreacted to getting hurt. He's from Oakland. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's tough. And like when you think about the Raiders, multiply that times about 10,000, and that's how Juan grew up. And it was the first time that he had been hurt. I think Ernest is the best trainer in all of basketball. And he and Dr. Gertel, MRIs, X-rays, all those things. I've been to the doctor with Juan twice over the last 10 days. It was a game time decision. They cleared him literally right before the game. He had individual workouts Thursday, Friday, and then early this morning. Went through shoot around today. Todd's been working extra with him in the weight room. And I thought that, he still has no idea what's going on. You think about the first semester of his freshman year, been through a lot. Missed 9 practices, suspended for 3 games, gets hurt, misses a game, misses more practice. Now he gets to play, but those 8 minutes, I don't know that he can always play 8 minutes, but whatever he can play could end up being really important to us, depending upon certain situations. Is Jay in foul trouble? Is Devontae in foul trouble? Jamil? Is Chris going to play? Can he play? When's he going to play? You know what I mean? If he can defend and rebound, I think those 8 minutes could be really important for us.
Do you think your press disrupted him a little bit?
I don't know. I think for our motor to get going, we're just better when our mentality is that to attack. And, it speaks well to how their talent and their coaching staff, they only had 12 turnovers. That's probably the least we've created, I think, through 10 games. There might have been one other that had 12. Washington may have had 11. But I just think it gets us going. We're not a team, whether we play 8 guys or 9 guys or 11 guys, we're not a team that's any good if we're back on our heels and picking the ball up at the three-point line.
Did you think Todd would respond the way he did and have that kind of game he did?
I think Todd's really good. But I've always thought Todd was really good. And, as I get older, it's almost comical to pay attention to the media and the pundits. I pay attention to them in the preseason and then the off season. Don't do anything during the season, but Todd's real good. And how you could even imagine that he's not is comical to me. And you think about the impact that he's had for us through 10 games on both ends of the floor. He has created a niche as a freshman that I don't know that I have seen, because we count on him. We really count on him on both ends, and so I'm really happy for him. He's had a great first semester of his college career.
Jamil Wilson had an offensive rebound put back in the second half that you seem pretty happy with it.
Just glad that he's around the ball and glad that he got a rebound. glad that he was able to put it back, glad that he was fouled, glad that he made the free throw. We need some of those. And he's a guy that probably should lead us in those with his talent. I thought it was by far the best he's played, and it's because of his mentality. It's hard to that's what's so remarkable about what all of our freshmen have been able to do. It's really hard to walk into Caston every day doing what we do. We've had 33 practices, we've had 10 shoot-arounds, we've had 10 games. The stress that I apply to those guys, the stress that the culture applies to those guys, takes a long time to figure out. And we need Jamil probably to pick up the pace on him figuring it out. We need him to do what he did today.
Following up on that answer you had before, talking about the development of players, the development of Vanderbilt, are you in a mindset now where you're getting him convinced that the best thing he can do for this team is dominate a game without controlling the basketball?
Yeah, I think the development of our guys, you know, in the time that we've been here, speaks for itself. We have four guys that have been on our roster in the last 3 years that are all on NBA rosters as of today. And as much as everybody jumped off the Vanderbilt bandwagon last year and wanted to criticize his game, I think he's developed pretty good. And you know what ends up happening is I have an edge about that. And I think I coach with that edge, and I think our players respond because those players have an edge too. I want Vander to offensive rebound more because I think he could even dominate more by getting us extra possessions. He was much better at making attempts to go to the glass today, particularly in the first half. But we got to continue along that path, particularly Monday, because the game will be decided in the paint on Monday.
How concerning is it that you've had 2 of these suspensions? So,
None.
well,
We won both. Played it pretty well.
what I mean that you've had to suspend 2 years.
None.
No?
Do you have any children?
Yeah.
You ever disciplined them? That's what you're supposed to do.
Have you had to look at LSU yet? Have you been able to?
They're good. They're good. Athletically, similar to Ole Miss. The collection of bigs will be the best that we've played against. 2 undersized guards that can really score. Unbelievable on the glass. Simple in how they approach the game. Superb in the execution of their simplicity. We will have our hands full. It will take all of us to give ourselves a chance to win on a true road game on the SEC floor. I think Trent Johnson is an outstanding coach. What he's done speaks for itself, and I really like the complexion of their roster. They're really excited to play us. You can look in their media guide. You can look in their media notes. This is a really important game to them.
You dealt with,
Does it seem like your team is so young and in a lot of ways so inexperienced that they don't realize the target that's on their back, and that's a good thing for you to coach?
Yeah, there's a lot of truth in that. You know, we don't play for the rankings. We don't play for anything other than to improve. And when you think about the last 2 weeks and all the things that we've been through, it's not fairy tale. And so you have to continue to improve despite the changes. And I think that that's really hard to do when you're a young team. We only have 2 seniors. Now those 2 seniors are extremely good, and we really need both of them on both ends of the floor. But at the same time, someday these underclassmen are going to be seniors, and hopefully their growth from stuff like this will help them as we continue to evolve. We've got a long way to go. 3 more non-conference games. And you think about the start of our Big East schedule, the next 7 games, they're coming downhill quick.